So, hello, this is my first full video without with a webcam and everything. Um this is going to be first part of long series where I'm gonna go through the history of sieges, esports year by year, talk about major plays, different iterations of teams and stuff like that, and just go through the game that I love and the esports that I think is the best in the world. Like, there's no esports that is like Rainbow, with how tactical it is and how just every team there was something different about them. So I'm gonna start with 2018. I know there was 2017, but I never watched it. I only started at 2018, and I don't think, maybe later on I'll go back and do 2017. But I didn't watch it, so I don't really know a lot about it. I know some of the plays and stuff like that. I've seen some of the things, but this is when I got my teeth into this game, and I loved it from the first grand finals. What was this? The Invitational 2018, Pengu, back in the day. And I'm going to talk about what teams are now compared to what they are back in 2018 and stuff like that. So we get to now, the less changes will be. So, some of these teams, you'll be like, fucking hell, they're not here. Um, who are these? This is the old. Um, they changed to Team Empire, but at this point they were called Team Factory. They were a very good team. There's only two of them are active now. We don't know yet, but Shepherd and Joystick, very good. This is just at the start of Joystick becoming a big player, so I don't even think they did that well at this. No, they got knocked out straight away. they got so that just shows. But just getting to the Invitational, for a lot of teams, just getting to the Invitational is such a big thing. You get so much recognition as a team, as an organization, money, stuff like that. It's such a hallmark. Even back then, it was such a hallmark. Yeah, so there's you've got some really Ents being full fin is crazy with Kanto and Uno, and just seeing which players are still playing now compared to 2018. The team that won it, Penta. I'm gonna play a clip of the winning play because I know most people have seen it, but it was such a good play. So all of these players, out of all of them, retired. Well, he's an in-game leader. No, he's a coach now. He retired. He's a content creator. Retired. So the only one who is pretty much not retired is Fabian, and he's a coach. He's still doing stuff, but actually no, he is retired now. Retired. I don't know. He says retired, but he could come back. Yeah, I think the wanting to be a world champion for the four-time world champion will want him to come back. especially if like Canadian wins another trophy. I'd maybe do see him do that. Skies are laxing. He's now a caster. This was a very weird team because it was like full of world champions, but that was when they were. I'm pretty sure that was their console era, like when they were Skies, Laxing and stuff were playing on console. So playing on PC, it's a bit weird. It's like what Stomping is now. That's what they are. So it's like, yeah, they're playing the same game, but they have to learn keyboard and mouse. What is it is not the easiest thing. Coming from a console, what I did. And then you've got loads of like this is the team that came. I don't know what I'm doing brackets because they did come second. Well, that what I was going to say is they're the major, the invitational winning team beforehand. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Sexy Cake, Bullock, Nesk. Nesk has been on Liquid since 2018. What's crazy, and he's still on Liquid. Rogue being an A squad, that's just crazy. And yeah, a lot of other teams like this. Breed A not in being in a BDS jersey is crazy to me. Right, I'm going to show you. So this is the winning play from that invitational. So 2v2. Bomb is down. And Pengu is holding the diffuser. Fabian is, you know, doing Fabian things.
It's 2-2. It's Pengu and Fabian.
This so the big thing about this was Evil Geniuses won the first two maps. And they won them very not close, precisely, that's the word, and the other one was pretty close, but still they won it. Like, it doesn't really matter how close it is. If they win both, they win both. That's just how it ends. And it looked like Penta was going to lose and they weren't going to win the World Championship. Evil Geniuses was going to get the World Championship. Canadian was going to be two-time back-to-back World Champions. And then Fabian just was like, we can win this. We should win this. Let's win this. And they won back-to-back maps. Going to map 3. This is the... They would have lost here. They would have gone to the last round. But they just wanted to close it out. Yeah, but Faye even dies. Pengu is playing this really passively because he knows he can hear if they start defusing. This is when to defuse you had to actually just pull. If you remember that, you had to use your butt of your gun to actually hit it, and you could hear the hits. Which, if you that is really old. Before they changed it to the electronic thing. So
the Ash just waited, or rather the Hibana just.
Yeah, them two are coming in now.
They'll look to push together. The diffuser in a position where they'll have to see.
So Young, because he's got the more health, he's the one swinging for the kill, and then BC is the one who's going for the defuse.
As they start to defuse,
Look, he gets the first one, and he knows the other one's defusing, so he has to go, and that's it. That is that moment there is what got me into this game. Like the tactics of that moment, and yeah. So fast forward after that then it's Pro League Final Season 7. What is the redemption arc for Evil Geniuses, and it was Penta to keep up the momentum going from the Invitational going into this season. They were seen as, of course, world champions and the best team going into this. So there was a lot riding on this Penta, and I'm pretty sure it was medical reasons. It says here, just unable to attend the event. He just couldn't attend. I think it was to do with medical reasons or family or stuff like that. So they had Kanto as a substitute, and Kanto did really well. Like, they didn't have that much practice. I think they found out like a week before, like a couple of weeks, like a week or two before. They were supposed to play that he wasn't going to be there, so they had to get Kanto into the lineup and do all the strats with Kanto really quickly. This is when Pro Leagues didn't have a group stage, which is crazy. Like, how simple it was. Like, if you lost one game, that was it. You're done. That's your run done. Like, FaZe, what has like some players that are still playing, doing really well. They lost. GG's, go next. Like, that's it. Evil Geniuses lost then. GG's, like, that's it. That's your run done. That's crazy to think. Like, if you think how majors are done now, there's like 3 group stages. It's Swiss stage, so you've got 3 chances to qualify or be disqualified and stuff like that. To see that in 2018, it was a one and done. If you lost, you're out. Done. That's it. Like, that's crazy. It was more tournaments, but it was more like pressure on the games. Yeah, we lost to Liquid. But I say we. I'm still like a G2 fan now, but at the time I was a Penta fan. This is when Lion was brought out, and I don't blame them for this, but Liquid abused Lion. What I do understand, like, if something's broken, why not? And Penta also used Lion, but Liquid, because of their Brazilian like ferocity, they could use Lion so well, and I don't think Penta was like ready for that. Like the ferocity of Liquid with a line scan where you can't move and they could see you through walls, and it was just so annoying. They just weren't ready for it. We just lost. Oh, Norengu. That's going back. So going into Paris, Evil Geniuses Penta. Penta just got picked up by G2. Literally, like, I think it was like a couple of weeks before. It was very late because it was a lot of does it say when? Uh oh, 10th of August. When does this start? Duh, 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 duh. So 3 days before it started, G2 announced that they had brought Penta, the Penta lineup, for a crazy amount of money. Um, and I don't know, was brought up by Secret. What is this one? Yeah. Going into this, there was 3 teams that were looking for redemption arcs. That was G2, Evil Geniuses, FaZe, and then Liquid was trying to keep their title. And then there was some trying to just prove themselves as great teams. Group stage just went as people expected, I would say. So the only one I think was this one. These little 5 little people doing really well because they knocked down Liquid. What, going from winning the Pro League, going into this major, it was the first major. Liquid looked like they were on a good run. They looked like the good team. And so going into this, people were like, oh, Liquid's got this. No, they don't. And everything else was pretty just self-explanatory, like with the group stage. And then playoffs happened. And yeah, it was pretty much the teams that looked like they were supposed to win won, and then teams that weren't that great, like G2, just went flawless, and just wiped out the competition. Like the closest game, I think, was this one here, the Clubhouse. What is 6-4? What is crazy to think that that's their closest game throughout I think the whole tournament, maybe. Uh, they did lose to Mocket second map, but then they pulled it back in Bank. I think they just I can't remember the whole game, but I do remember like they did do really well. So these are the EVPs. Yeah, Pengu, Kanto played so well. Like, there's no spots. I love when a player does really well in a spot, and then that spot is called that. Like, so now, upstairs on Bank next to elevators is called Kanto because of his plays with Doc in that spot. And it's like, oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Um, yeah, it was a great tournament. I watched most of it live because it was like, I'm pretty sure I was in between. For me, it was like a 6 weeks holiday, so I could watch every game live, and I did watch pretty much every single game live. and it was amazing. Tournament, really fun. There's one clip that I need. I'm just gonna get rid of that one. This clip. So this is map 1 of the grand finals. Evil Geniuses versus G2. Evil Geniuses wanting the revenge story for the World Championship, for the Invitational. They want to show that they can beat this G2. It was a fluke that they got destroyed last time. They can win against them, and they will win against them. It was just a fluke. And then this happens. Second round, first map. Oh shit. I went a little bit too far. So this is second round, first map. Nutcrox is going in for a plant. Fabian's playing smoke. Pengu, I always thought Pengu played smoke, but apparently today Fabian was like, give me that smoke. So this is the first kill. Jonas on the stairs with the best gun on the stairs is a shotgun. He kills the first one. This, I don't know if all of you seen it, but there's a video about this clip. Pengu is talking about it. So, Jonas is colorblind to the color red. He cannot see the color red at all. And there's a claymore right there. You can see it if you're not colorblind or color red. He's colorblind to color red. But there's a gap between the wall. If you saw it, that is the smallest. I'll go back. So, you can see the smallest gap there. You can get past it. So, Jonas, without even knowing, he went close to the wall and got past the claymore without even knowing that there was a claymore there. Also, G2 banned Lion pretty much every single game. Every single game, they banned Lion. So he goes top floor. He's flanking 2. Canadian is running because he hears someone bleepers, but he doesn't think that they're running as well. I don't understand. Who's... Oh, BC. Yeah, BC should have got that kill. But I don't think it would have mattered because by this point it was a 2v4. Yeah, and now BC is just like in the back of the site. Thumb down. He doesn't even have line of sight, I don't think. No. See, so Fabian goes upstairs thinking, oh my god, I can flank as well. And he hits the claymore that Jonas went past without knowing that he went past it. So Fabian was like, there's a claymore, there's a claymore. And Jonas like, no there isn't. Because he didn't see it, because he's colorblind. Oh, that is so funny. So he's just trying to stay alive and just... Yeah, he's down. Yeah, that was round 2. They thought they were going to win it, and then that happens round 2. It's like, and then, yeah. for 6-2, 6-2, 6-2, G2. It was one of the most dominant grand finals we've ever seen, ever. Um, then um, this was such this was a really good pro league for a couple of reasons. One, um, sorry, I just wanted to check something. One, because it was in Rio, and I think this is the first tournament in Brazil. I'm pretty sure it was. So it was huge. The crowd was crazy, especially when it was like the Brazilian like FaZe playing on the stage, or Imperium. Like the crowd went crazy. But the Brazilian teams weren't the teams that were the shocking part of this. So before this Pro League, Fnatic, their star player, Magnet, had to not attend due to, I think it was a heart problem or something like that. So he had to stand out, and they had to get their coach in, who hadn't played competitive Siege in years, literal years. So people writing off Fnatic straight away. They're like, oh, Fnatic, they weren't going to win anyway. Now they don't have their full lineup. They have to play with their coach. Oh no, they've got even a worse chance of winning. Like, GG, go next. Like, they're not doing anything. Especially when it was called that their first game was against Evil Geniuses. What, going off of a really harsh loss at Paris, where they lost 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 to G2. People are like, they're gonna come into this wanting to win so badly. They're gonna want to do it. And yeah. They lost to Fnatic. It was close. It was a very close game. But Fnatic were playing like they had nothing to lose. Run out of window? Why not? Like, spawn pick? Who cares? Like, do some random strat? Like, when the last round of the map was on Clubhouse, one of their players jumped out a window with a shotgun, killing two of them on Armory window. And watching it live, it was like, oh my god, Evil Genius is gonna lose this. What is going on? Am I in a simulation or something? Where's the cameras? Where's the cameras? Like, this must be a joke. Like, how are they losing this? And they did. I just don't think they really underestimated them like everyone else did, because they were like, oh, they don't have their full lineup. But Fnatic were like, we don't have our full lineup, let's just play like we don't have anything to lose. And they did. FaZe versus Mocket. This is like this is really, I would say, hard to watch, just because there was so many FaZe fans, because it was a Brazilian team and were in front of a Brazilian crowd, and maybe if it was against, if it was in a neutral place where they've got the same amount of cheers and stuff, maybe Mocket would have won, maybe not. You don't know, and we will never know. That's the crazy thing. But it was very competitive, and I just thought it was Rogue. Um, this is like really nostalgic, looking at the teams and stuff. I think this is one of the Norangu was one of the first Asian Pacific teams, other than Fnatic, that people were rooting for. It was Norangu, Fnatic, and then there was Mantis. What we're gonna do next episode with 2019, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, these two were like the big APAC teams. I do love the APAC scene. I just want them to win something. I just want them to win something. Maybe this year. Maybe this year's the year that APAC wins something. You never know. You know, like, I think that's what makes this game so fun. Is it's just so competitive and so, like, every gunfight counts, and every little detail makes a difference. Oh, and then I think it's the most dominant series that we've ever had. 6-0, 6-0. It was hard to watch, but it was also like, I was a G2 fan of, as I've said before. So watching it was nice seeing my team win, but it was hard because I was rooting for Fnatic. Like, I wanted not for Fnatic to win the thing, but win a map, win a series, you know? Not a series, just a map. But very dominant. And then there was the last map. I'm gonna show you one round what I think killed FaZe's chance. Because if you look at the score, where is it? Of map 2, so they only won 2 rounds on Coastline, and if you look at what round it is, they've already won their 2 rounds. So I think this is when the mental was chalked after this. I could be wrong. I haven't spoken to the FaZe members on the roster at the time. I'd love to. I'd love to do interviews with the pros from old Siege, from new Siege, do loads of different stuff. So he kills the first one, lobby. He knows there's a mirror there. Well, later on he could have just punched that. Later on, that mirror is just bad. I wish Coastline was back in the competitive pro.
to deal with the 3 remaining members of FaZe, and very
So,
quickly he will reduce it to 2.
look how
Moringa and Yuna.
he's flashing to see if anyone will just peek him.
But the shotgun of Moringa looking at the corner of the doorway.
He tries to get through the vault, but that's not really a vault one.
Doesn't think he can vault.
He knows where one is because he's just got shot at. He's got 1 Ash charge, so he could make a rotation.
For a second, his position in bathroom given away.
And he does.
But he's going to give himself easy access in towards service. And this.
So he knows one's there, but he doesn't know if both are there.
This is a very winnable position with that R4C in the hands of the Finn. He'll need to grab the diffuser.
He thinks that, I think he thinks one's is A, and they're holding a crossfire like that. So one at there, one there. So when he picks out one, the other one's going to swing the shower, the bathroom door. So he has to kill this first one quick. He peeks slowly, kills the first one, kills second. Done. And this is all Brazilian fans, all of them going, FaZe have got this, FaZe have got this, let's go. No. Panto just sad.
Absolutely insane aim there from Cantor.
You can see, like, Pengo, even though they won the round, Pengo's like, we should have, like, you can see he's talking about strats and stuff.
I cannot believe he won that. It was perfect for FaZe Clan.
Yeah. And they just didn't win a round after that. And then you've got the Dream Hacks. These are last 2, and then this is it. I would do the Pro Leagues as well, like the actual stages, but I think I'll just make this video way too long, especially with like how they went. So the Dream Hacks were like small events in between, but it was still seen as a big thing to win a Dream Hack. So this is the first one. I think this shows more of like the different teams that were with players. Like SSG. I think this is like one of their big tournaments and stuff like that. Like another tournament that Evil Geniuses just didn't do well on. I'm gonna be honest, I know Evil Geniuses were seen as one of the big best teams, but other than Paris and the Invitational, they didn't do that well. Looking back and seeing the results and stuff like that, they weren't that great. I'm not gonna say they're the worst team in the world, but compared to other teams, they could have done better. Especially with like the players they had were crazy good. This is like the old SSG, thinking they Charla. I used to love Charla. He was such a good player. Pojo man, he went to TSM. Yeah, I don't think I watched this one. I watched this one because G2 was in it. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this. The stream, oh my god, that's this is the first time that they see Empire on the Land. I think this is Empire on the Land first time, and I think they do really well. Yeah, they go 2-0 and they get to the semi-finals, but then they lose and then they win. Um, yeah, this is like the old Team Empire that stayed together for a long time. I think the main change was Shockwave for Dan, I'm pretty sure. But everyone else was the same for ages. For a long, long time. I think through 2019. Maybe into 2020. And beyond. Parley on Team Liquid. With Nesk. Kobe. This is like a full Swedish team. This, I think, was also the first time Penta had a team that was not the G2 lineup in a LAN scenario. And I'm pretty sure. No, that was the Invitational. That was the Invitational where Hungary does the really good clutch. What I will get up when I do the next year's Invitational. Yeah, just going into this tournament, G2 was seen as the team to beat. Everyone wanted to play G2. Everyone wanted to beat G2. And yeah, the only team that beat them once was Liquid. That was a revenge match from the Pro League 7. So G2 really wanted to win that, and you can see from the numbers. And then that was the first time that the rivalry. Next episode, you're gonna see that a lot. G2 versus Empire. Yeah, and then that was the end of the season. And the next time that they played was the 2019 Invitational, the World Championships, where G2 was going in it as the favourites and also world champions. There was an Empire that looked like they were coming together and looking like they were strong. There was a lot of good stories like Mantis, but I'll save that all for next episode when I talk about 2019. This has been fun talking about the old Siege, going through old records and stuff like that, seeing the nostalgia of it all. Hope it was nostalgic for you, or you learnt something new about different players or different teams. If you like it, I'll definitely do this for every single year up to 2024. Just going through different teams, roster changes, plays that I thought was really good, different situations. Like there's some years that were really big. There's some years that weren't as exciting as others, like 2020 to 2021 where COVID was, but I'll still do it. because I just love this game with the esports, and I could talk about it for a very long time. Um, so if you liked it, subscribe and like. If you have any feedback or any suggestions, just put in the comments. Like maybe doing more clips, doing less clips. If you have certain clips you want for 2019, put them in the comments and I'll look at them and do them. But it's been really fun, and I'll see you next time or in the next stream. See ya.